Hello chess friends, I am Sunil and welcome to another video of Chess King. Today in this video we are going to look one game which held between Aravindh Chithambaram and Anish Giri. Yes friends, so we are going to talk about Aravindh Chithambaram. Friends, if you are a chess player and watching chess since a long time, then you must have heard about D. Gukesh, who recently became the world champion, and you must have heard about Viswanathan Anand, who is a 5-time world champion, and Prague, who is recently famous, who beat Magnus Carlsen and recently won the Tata Steel tournaments also. After that, you must have heard about Vidit Gujarati, who is also a very famous chess player and well performed in the chess Olympiad. But today, we are going to look after one of the person in chess, is Aravindh Chithambaram. We haven't heard about Aravindh Chithambaram since a long time. Aravindh Chithambaram, who won the recently Chennai Grand Master tournament. When he came to the top of the table in chess, the excitement in the chess world has been increased. The momentum also has been increased because there are so much competition in the top of the table. Right now, there are 3 top grandmasters from India, which Gukesh Domraju, the world champion, is among the top 3 right now, and afterwards Arjun Erigasi with the rating of 2777. Right now the rating is number 5th in the world, and after that we have Pragyananda obviously in the top 10 level. But afterwards, one of the player who has given a proud moment every time to the India, that is Viswanathan Anand, is right now in the top 14. And right now the player Aravindh Chithambaram has crossed the rating of 2745 and crossed the ranking of Viswanathan Anand also. Aravindh Chithambaram has recently created history which surpassed Viswanathan Anand. He is now world number 14 and he has achieved rating of 2745. And right now the tournament is ongoing of Prague Masters and he is leading the tournament. And right now he has become India number 4 also after Gukesh, Pragyananda, Arjun Erigasi, then Aravindh Chithambaram. If he wins the next round, then he will become the sole leader or the champion of Prague Masters, because right now he is leading the tournament with the 5 points. So let's look at that match, how he became the India number 4 and got the rating of 2745. So he was playing in the Prague Masters round 7 with the Anish Giri, who is the grandmaster from the Poland. So in this match, Aravindh Chithambaram was playing with the black pieces and Anish Giri was white. So the game was started with d4, d5 and c4 and e6. Thereafter knight to c3 and then bishop to e7, c into d5 and e into d5. So this opening has been turned into queen's gambit accepted, and now white plays bishop to f4. And then Aravindh plays knight to f6 and Aravindh avoids the bishop g5 lines. Then Anish plays e3, and from this you can identify that this player has become a star, Aravindh Chithambaram, and you will see how he can become and cross the 2800 rating also if he plays like this. Bishop f5, knight f3 and then c6. Now Anish plays knight h4 and his planning is to capture this bishop, and he is trying to get the double bishop pair in his side, but Aravindh avoids this and plays bishop to g4. Of course, if he plays bishop to like g6, then a knight can capture this bishop, knight into bishop g6 and then pawn into knight g6, and afterwards black will lose his double bishop pair. So Aravindh avoids it and plays bishop to g4. Now Anish plays queen to c2. His planning is to stop this square for this black bishop so that he can play s3 and then is to trap this bishop. So black plays knight to d7 and then s3 is to attack the bishop by the s3 pawn. So goes to e6, bishop h5, then the idea was bishop to d3 and then g4 to trade off this bishop with the knight or as well as with the bishop. That is why Aravindh avoids this and plays bishop to e6. Anish plays knight to f3 and then knight to e4. Very big sacrifice of pawn, because if he pawn captures, then he can capture by the pawn and then queen can recapture by the pawn. But there is a mystery, guys. Let's see. So Anish played bishop to d3. He did not capture the knight. If he had captured the knight, then what would have happened? If you capture by the queen, then queen can come to a5 and give a check. There is no protection for the white king. Then king will go to d1 and afterwards bishop to d5, and then queen is trapped in the center itself. And then Anish played bishop to d3 and Arvind played f5. So this is just like a Dutch defense by the two pawns, and it's a stone wall like structure. So no one can destroy this structure by capturing this knight. Even if captured by the bishop, then you can recapture by the pawn, and this structure is very solid for the black. Anyway guys, if you have liked this video so far, then you can hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you are new to my channel. So please subscribe and like to my videos guys, and share this video also with your friends and family members so that they can also watch and learn chess. Okay guys, so let's come back to the video. And then Anish played bishop to s2, then Arvind castle and castle. So planning is to play, and then Arvind plays king to h8. Maybe he is planning for the g4, then f5 and then h6 in order to attack in the king side. And then Anish played knight to e2 because this knight was not doing anything on the c3 square, so he is planning to play something like knight to f4, then bishop to e2, and then knight to d3, and then knight to e5. So here the knight will be very strong in the center, and also there is no pawn in order to kick out this knight from the center. This is also a strategy in the defense. Then game continues with a5, knight to e5, and knight capture the knight, and bishop capture the knight, and then bishop to f6. Then game continues with the f3, and knight goes to d6 square. Here the structure is like bishop is targeting towards this g7 square, but this bishop is alone in this game for the white, whereas black has so many pieces in the center and they are looking after this king side structure. Bishops are very good in the center, and knight is also looking after this central e4 square. And then Anish plays g4. So his plan is to attack in the king side and open up this g file center so that he can attack on the black's king side. And Arvind plays queen to e7. He wants to connect these two rooks, and in the later on also he can play rook to e8. And then white plays knight to g3 and then pawn to g6. Every pieces are ready almost now. Anish plays rook to e1 here. So almost each and every piece are ready of white side, but here black is the player who is trying to attack here. And then Arvind plays bishop into bishop. He captured this central bishop, who was the only piece from the white controlling this g7 square. And then pawn captures and attack on this knight by the pawn. So knight moves to f7 square. Now this knight is attacking this pawn, so white plays f5 in order to protect this pawn, and then queen goes to h4. Here the substitution was like g into f5, and then knight could have captured this e5 pawn, and there is attack on this bishop, and he can sacrifice this bishop also if he captures. Then now there is an attack on this e5 pawn by the knight. So Anish plays here f5 in order to protect this pawn, but instead of f5, if he had played the g into f5, then this would have been also a better move, because Arvind could have captured this knight into e5 and he could have sacrificed this bishop. For example, if white captured this bishop, then knight would have captured this knight into f3 and give a check. Then if king comes to g2 something like, then you can capture this knight into e1 and the rook captures. And now this endgame is completely winning for black, because there are maybe two minor pieces for the white, but this position is good for black here because black has a good control and white's king is very weak now. That is why Anish played f5 here in order to protect this pawn. And then black plays queen to h4. There is attack on this knight as well as this pawn. Now what white will do here? There are attack on this both the king side pieces. So there comes a logical move, that is king to g2 in order to protect these two pieces from the black's attack. Now black has a brilliant move guys. Let's pause this video and try to find out what is the move here black can play and win the game. So this shows how Arvind is a great player and coming out to be a very good strong player in top of the chess table. Right now there are so many players like Nihal, Gukesh, Pragnananda, Vidit, even Arjun Erigasi. Almost they have more than 2750 rating in the FIDE table, and this shows the average rating of Indian players, that is 2775. And in the chess Olympiad also they are going to play in a team. So you can identify or you can imagine that how strong the Indian team is if they are going to play like this in the chess Olympiad. So have you found out guys this move? So here Arvind plays knight to g5. What a move it is. So he trying to sacrifice his knight by the pawn here, but the attack is, so Anish played here rook to h1. Let's say for example if Anish takes this knight by f into knight g5, then what black will do here? Black will capture this f into g4 pawn. Now you can see this rook controls this whole f file and it cut off the king from this f file, and there is an attack also on the h3 square. So if queen captures and if king goes, then also this knight is going. This shows -5 in this. So Anish decides here to play rook to h1 here. This is a correct move in order to protect this h3 pawn, but still Aravindh plays brilliant moves like continuous. So continuously he's playing like brilliant moves. So he played, can you guys identify in this position what is the best move for here for black? Let's pause the video and find out what is the best move for black here. So Aravindh plays pawn to d4. What a brilliant move it is. So his plan is to put this bishop here and try to pin this rook. Now if king goes, then we can capture this rook. So what a brilliant move here. Continuously Aravindh is playing brilliant after brilliant moves. So what you can do in this particular position, if white captures the d into e4, then this is a blunder. So black can play here and give a check, and this is a blunder. So white will lose. If king goes here, then what he can do, black can give a check. There is a fork on this king and this rook, and something like it comes here, then you can just give one more check by capturing this rook on d1, and there is a fork on the king as well as the queen. So white cannot do that. So what if he comes here, then simply black can capture this rook and black is just exchange of here, and also black can give a check afterwards. Give a check. If he comes here, then he is losing this knight as well. So brilliant after brilliant moves Aravindh is playing in this tournament, and that shows why he is leading this tournament right now in this Prague Master. So finally Anish played here the best move like f into g5, and he captured this knight. So he likes that at least he got the knight. But what after that, if knight goes, still black is winning here. Now here white plays pawn takes pawn and black takes pawn takes pawn and pawn takes pawn. Now after this, the white king is completely weak, and thereafter also f4 is coming to attack this knight. So white plays rook into d3. Still this f4 is coming and forking this knight and this rook. So black plays this the same move, then rook comes to f3 and black captures this knight, and again there is an attack on this rook. Okay, and now if you think brilliant moves stopped here, then you are just mistaken. There are so many brilliant moves still to come, guys, so keep watching this video till the last. So here comes bishop to e4, and then black captures the rook, and bishop into rook, and then rook comes to f8 in order to attack this rook. So white plays queen to e4 here in order to protect this rook. So black is trying to attack the queen by playing rook to f4 here. Now there is an attack on this queens. So queen goes to d3 square, and again you can identify the best move here, guys, for the black. And now here comes the brilliant move, guys. Rook into f3. What a move is. What a brilliant move played by the Aravindh. So now here what white can do here, if queen captures, then you can just simply play bishop to e5, and there is bishop to d5, and there is a pin. So queen is gone. Now if white doesn't play queen into f3, for example, if king captures the rook, then still you can play bishop to d5, and the queen is rook is gone. If king goes to here, then this rook is gone. That is why white decided to first of all give a check and then capture this rook. So rook to d8 check, and then king comes to g7, and then white captures this rook. So now black can continue still with the giving bishop to d5 check, and once the king is moved here, then obviously black will get this rook. So completely it's a rook up for this black side. And now white goes king to d3. If you capture this rook right now by the bishop, then this is a draw, guys. Can you identify the move here for the white? So white gives a checks here. Now wherever black goes, then there will be check. So obviously it can't go here because pawn is there. He can go here, so it will give a check again. So it's a completely bad position for black. Now if black goes to f5, then it's a checkmate. So obviously black cannot go to g6 here, so black will come here, and then you can start giving check. This is a completely mate here, and if black goes to g8, then you can start giving check. It's a draw. So that is why Aravindh did not capture this rook immediately. Instead what he tried to give check fuse. He tried to give a few checks to the white king, then he captured this rook. So what he played something like queen to e4 check first. First of all he tried to improve his queen's position so that he can bring his queen here and then here. Afterwards he can capture this rook. So something like he played a queen to e4 check and king goes to there, and then queen to c4 check again. Now king goes to c2 and then he goes to queen to f5 check. So again it is a check, and now once the king moves, then he captured the rook by the bishop, and if white gives check here, then black queen can come to f7, and now white cannot win this or even try to draw this game. And now from here white just resigned after queen to e7 check and queen f7 blocks the check. So after this move, Anish Giri resigned from this game, and it shows how Aravindh Chithambaram is playing nowadays, especially in this tournament. He is a sole leader, guys, and now one round is still there. If he wins next round, then he will win the tournaments also. So let's focus on this tournament, guys, and please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more chess contents. Bye guys, see you in the next chess video.